Hello there, Sam from Blue Staff. Just a little video here on understanding why we buffer cocoa for you. Right, simply like this. Let's explain it an easy way. Let's go an easy route. Right, each one of them parts of cocoa in that massive tub there now, each one of them is on a game show, let's say. He's got a bucket, yeah? He's going to have water poured on him, right? And he's got to fill this bucket with all the parts out of the water. Now, the easiest thing for each one of these cocoa particles to grab is calcium and magnesium. For some reason, that's the two things that stay in its hands easier. So that says, right, as soon as that water gets poured on me, I'm going to grab the calcium and the magnesium, I'm going to store it in my bucket. Right, that's what people are trying to understand with the cation exchange and the anion exchange, I think it's called. Right, so what it does, all of a sudden, your nutrients go in. Right, they all start grabbing at this nutrients now. Right, he's grabbing at it, right, calcium, magnesium. Right, and what it does is it's filling its bucket up now with its calcium and magnesium, because it's the easiest thing that it can grab in its hands. All the other nutrients are a bit smaller, it can't grab them as quick, so it'll grab the calcium and magnesium and it'll fill its bucket up. Right, that's why we buffer. Because if we don't buffer, every time you pour your nutrients into your coco coir, it grabs your calcium and your magnesium out your nutrients, so your plants don't get it. Now you might think, oh well, I'll give it more nutrients so it can have some energy. No, because then you're giving too much nutrients of the other parts what it can't grab, and your plants are getting them, so it's doing damage to your plants. Because that's another thing, on your feeding nutrient solutions, a lot of the time they give you to the top spec before it's damaging your plants, because they want you to buy them nutrients again. So say for instance it says 10 mil per litre. That 10 mil is at its most highest it could possibly be before it damages your plant, because they want you to buy it again. So they're not going to say, oh really, you should use 2 mil per litre because it's really good for your plant. No, they'll keep going and they'll test it till it gets to a certain point where it damages the plant. Then they'll knock back a bit and say, right, well, give it 10 mil, so they'll use it quicker. And that's what it is about nutrients. It's not so much you're giving it more calcium and magnesium and all. It's the other nutrients that it can't handle, that your plant has to handle. So that's the exchange side of it. Basically, it can grab calcium and magnesium quicker than it can grab any other nutrient. So it fills its bucket first with the calcium and the magnesium. That's all you need to understand with it. So then you get people who say, right, well, add calmag. Now that works to a certain extent because you're feeding both your plant and your medium. Now, coco coir still will try and grab all calcium and magnesium if it can. If it's got room for it, it'll grab it. So people benefit from adding calcium and magnesium. See, that's another thing when it comes to the coco coir. You shouldn't be having to add calmag. With Blue Staff Coco Coir, you do not need to use calmag. As long as your nutrient solution carries on as the way you run normally and you don't change anything, its buckets are always full. Before you start planting in Blue Staff medium, let's say him on that game show, his buckets are now already full of calcium and magnesium. He can't fill them anymore. So he don't need to fill them. They're constantly full. And when it goes down a bit, because your nutrient solution's got slightly enough calcium and magnesium in it, it'll top his bucket back up. So that's the whole point of buffering coco coir before we start growing in it. And a lot of companies are slacking on it. They're not getting it right. They're expecting you to go out and buy calmag, and you shouldn't need to buy calmag. That's because they've not buffered it correctly first. So a good buffered coir is a perfect medium to grow your plants very, very extremely healthy in, because it's already filled its pockets and its bucket. Can't fill any more. It's stuffed to the brim with it. And that's the beauty of Blue Staff Coco Coir, because it's buffered correctly. It's perfect for your growing medium. You don't need calmag. You do not need to use calmag. And this is what people aren't understanding. And because they've used calmag before on stuff, They seem to think most other coirs, well, I don't know other coirs, but they seem to think you have to use calmag. You don't with blue staff. It's already in there for you. Well, look at it. It's lovely. Nice and soft. It's not dry, like I've said before on videos. It's not bone dry. You don't want it bone dry. You want your medium coming straight from a buffering bath, getting mixed with its appropriate partner, or just straight, if you're having it straight, blue staff expert mix or blue staff seedling mix. It depends which one you want. This is the expert mix, always gets mixed with the pebbles or the perlite. Always expert mix mixed with pebbles and perlite, because it's got the right calcium and magnesium in. You never ever have to use calmag with it, never. You shouldn't have to with a good medium. An excellent medium, for what you want it for, you should never have to be adding calcium and magnesium. It should already be added for you. And that is the beauty of blue staff, and that is the growing success of blue staff. The fact that it comes ready, calcium and magnesium mix buffered for you, ready, that you don't have to go out and start buying calmag and all this in flowering stages on certain things and fruit stages. You don't have to use calmag. It's already in for you. And as long as its buckets are full, you'll never have to fill its buckets with calmag, and that's the beauty of it, that you get it right from the beginning, and it's good stuff. And the fibres, you want it really fibery and damp to feel. When you squeeze it, it feels damp, but when you let go, it's nice. It's not bone dry. The reason you get it bone dry in bags from companies and that's because it's stood about so long, and it's cheaper for them to ship because it's lighter. We don't want that. You know what I mean? Your salts and your stuffs have brought down, your nutrients or whatever you're buying in it have brought down because it's been stood about for so long. You want it straight from a buffering bath, mixed with your partner, i.e. your pebbles or your, I don't know, whatever it is you mix it with, your perlite. We have perlite 70-30 mix and 60-40 pebble mix, and it all gets mixed with the expert version. But yeah, you should never have to use calmag if you're using the correct medium. And that is the beauty of blue staff medium. You don't need calmag. Thanks very much. Just a little quickie from blue staff there.